Alright, I want to do an update on this story from yesterday. Um, the bombing that the United States did in Iraq. I'd have to say it was, in my opinion, it was a temper tantrum. We have an update where it says the Pentagon says that the U.S. strike that killed the Iraqi soldiers could be a mistake by both sides. Let's see if I can bring this in a little closer for you. This is an airstrike by the U.S. warplane that killed the Iraqi soldiers could have resulted from a mistake that involved both sides, the Pentagon chief said. Of course he did. The Iraqi Prime Minister, Haider al-Abadi, and I agree that this was an event that we both regretted and that there would be an investigation of it, but that these kind of things happen when you're fighting side by side, said U.S. Defense Secretary Ashton Carter this morning. Iraqi Prime Minister, I already said that. U.S. said they are conducting an investigation into the incident, which was first confirmed case of friendly fire since the U.S.-led coalition started a bombing campaign against the terrorist group, the Islamic State, in Iraq. Earlier, Iraq's defense minister said 9 servicemen were killed in the strike. The coalition of air forces were covering the advance of Army ground troops near Fallujah because the Iraqi Army helicopters were not able to fly due to the bad weather. The final death toll of the strike is 9 soldiers killed, including an Army officer. Defense Minister Khaled El-Obeidi told a news conference. The Iraqi military earlier reported 1 fatality in the incidents, which happened some 65 kilometers west of Baghdad, and said 9 others were injured. The soldiers involved in the incident told the media that it was many as 25 troops that could have been killed. Media sources reported treating at least 20 injured in the wake of the airstrike. We're not going to get the truth from anyone in authority. Baghdad said the U.S. mistake was likely due to Iraqi troops and their opponents having been close to each other at the time of the bombing. The distance between our forces and the enemy was very close, only meters. An Iraqi defense minister's statement said Friday, our forces got mixed. The assessment was questioned by an Iraqi officer who was injured by the U.S. airstrike. We were moving forward and Daesh were retreating when suddenly the bomb took place and the forces that were behind us, he said, on condition of anonymity using the Arabic abbreviation for the Islamic State. He added that the fact that senior officials got injured indicates that the airstrike didn't target the front line. The incident fuels suspicions in Iraq that U.S.-led coalition may be helping IS rather than fighting against it, a notion that is widespread in the country. Shiite militias, which are fighting against IS forces in Iraq, had suffered from American interventions that helped the terrorists in the past. Militia commander Hakim al-Zamili told RT al-Zamili also heads the Iraqi Parliament's Defense and Security Committee. We don't believe it was a technical mistake. We constantly see that the United States are trying to provide air cover to the Islamic State. They're preventing us from making an offensive, he said. I think everyone is now convinced that the United States is not sincere in its fight against the Islamic State. Maybe they have other agenda. The Pentagon, the CIA, and other agencies in the U.S. are trying to make a rift between the Sunnis and the Shiites in Iraq. He added, they are trying to tear apart Iraq with the help of their allies like Turkey and the Gulf states. The Shia militias are fighting against IS with the help of instructors and officers from Iran. The U.S. refuses to coordinate its combat missions in Iraq with Tehran. Some members of the U.S.-led coalition, such as Saudi Arabia and Turkey, see Iran as an enemy and would oppose any cooperation with Tehran. The attack on Iraqi troops is the second embarrassing incident for the U.S. Air Force in recent months. In early October, American warplanes bombed a hospital run by the international aid organization Doctors Without Borders in Afghanistan in the city of Kunduz, killing at least 42 people. Amid widespread condemnation, Washington said the strike was a mistake and issued a presidential apology, a rare development for incident involving civilian casualties caused by U.S. bombings. This is an incredible story here, and just too much coincidence. There's no such thing as coincidence. These are happening. Take it for what it's worth, people. Take it for what it's worth. The story's there. Brought it back to you. We're updated. God bless you. I love you all. Take care and keep your eyes wide open.